welcome back to Angler Carp. Now in this video today I have been testing and I'm gonna also give you my verdict today on the Nytro NTR feeder rod and reel. Now I've had this rod and reel combo for quite some time now. A lot of you people was asking me about it, and I'll be honest with you, I really do enjoy using this rod and reel. It is so nice. For the price, it is absolutely unbelievable. You can't go wrong. I believe I paid around 25 quid for the rod and about 20 something pound for the reel. Prices will be on screen as the memory isn't the best. Down at the business end, the quiver tip, I believe that quiver tip is a 1 ounce and it's either a 2 ounce or 1.5 ounce. Again, if there's information on the Angling Direct website, I will let you people know. One thing I love with this rod is the colour scheme, the red and the black. I think it looks really slick. It doesn't look cheap to say the price that you pay for this, and that goes to say as well with the reel. The reel looks absolutely stunning. I love the like matte red colour and it is really awesome. Now this reel is the 3000 one. I believe you can get these in different sizes. My only qualm with the reel is the spool is not very deep, so you're not going to be taking this reel to like a reservoir and using it on there, because you know you'll not have enough line. If something big gets on the end of the hook, you are in serious trouble. What this reel is, it's a nice small light commercial reel for places like that I'm on today. This is the Match Lake at Ledger Lakes and it is absolutely perfect. Anything, you know, your standard size commercials, you'll be absolutely fine with this reel. And like I said, paired with this rod, everything feels nice and light, everything feels easy to use. The quiver tip is very responsive as well. I do have it on an alarm today, just to make filming easier, but the tip is very responsive and very easy to use. You do have a nice Nytro handle right here, and that feels really good when casting. Again, I've only been doing underarm casts today, but I have used this where I've done overhead cast and it's brilliant. You know, it's even got some nice little like red sort of rings round here where it goes into the cork handle. One little thing I do want to mention, this is not Nitro's fault, this is literally Angling Direct's fault. When this arrived, unfortunately, the butt end was scuffed and it was damaged, which is quite unfortunate. The reason I didn't send it back, folks, is rods get damaged anyway, even when you're buying brand new. I've had rods in the past where I've scratched them and everything, and it's just been one of them things. Speaking of durability with this rod has been like chucked around and everything, and you know what, it's absolutely held up to the test. It has been fantastic. You do have the NTR and then 9-foot commercial carp feeder on there, and then also it has another bit of writing on CBR carbon curve. Something I want to talk about with this rod is the action in the end of it. Nice and soft and really responsive. It feels brilliant. The response in the end of this rod is amazing. The guides as well, they have held up and they feel really well built. Everything feels solid. I can't quite believe this rod is as cheap as what it is. It literally doesn't feel like a cheap rod. When you get it in the hands, it feels like the top dogs. It feels expensive, it feels good. It's just a nice rod, and I think a lot of people are going to like this. It has been out a while and I do know some people that's already got it, but it is just such a brilliant rod. And like I said, they do these in 10 foot, I believe they do them in 11 foot. Again, everything will be on the screen as I'm talking and telling you a lot about the different information. The clutch is brilliant. The clutch is very responsive. You know, I've been playing carp today on the back wind and the back wind is brilliant. It really is nice, the back wind. If you're quite new to fishing and you do want to play it on the clutch also works perfect. It really does work fine. Again, the bail arm is nice. It, you know, it makes that nice click sound and it just feels solid. Like I say, it's just a solid rod and reel combination. I do know quite a while back, I think it was last year, that Fishing Tackle and Bait was selling this combo for around about, I think it was 65 quid. I'm not 100% sure if they're still doing that deal, but for a rod and reel combo like this, you just can't go wrong. And as I said, paired with the 3000, it is brilliant. You could get away with putting putting the 4000 with this. You don't necessarily have to have the 3000. I just like small reels when I'm on sort of venues like this. Everything just goes very nicely. If you do want more line, I would recommend moving up to the 4000 just for that deeper spool, as I said, because the spools on these are very shallow. Now, the cast rating on this is 30 grams, so that's the max weight you can cast on this. It almost reminds me of the Daiwa mini method feeder with the 30 gram casting weight. So you're not going to be chucking massive method feeders out. It's generally going to be small things like this one. This method feeder I have on currently is a 15 gram. So you can get the largers. And to be honest with you, I don't really see you needing to go any higher than 20 gram on the commercials that you will be using this rod for. To sum this rod up, it's a commercial beast. It really is. It feels nice. It looks well. It performs absolutely brilliant. And like I said, I've been using this now for maybe like a month and a half. And I've been getting it some good hammer here on Ledge Lakes. And today has been absolutely mental. I've come a bit later on in the evening because with the weather being so warm and we've had quite a lot of fish on this, it's stood up to the test and you have confidence in it. You can really give it some. With the end being so responsive, it feels great. It really is a nice rod and reel. Say if you get the Nytro rod, you don't have to get the Nytro reel, but for the price, it's a no-brainer to pair the reel up with the rod. It's the perfect combination and it just works brilliant. It really does. Honestly folks, if you want, say like a spare feeder rod, or you come into some commercials and you just want to bring a rod with you for some evening sessions and you don't want something massive, this will do the job. It really will. It is absolutely brilliant. I have no fear that this will handle double figure carp, you know, 10, 11 pounders. I've not caught one yet on it. I think the best I've caught on this is about 5 pound and it handled it like an absolute beast. I do think it's worth adding to your fishing rod collection. Also, something to worth noting, it even has a nook holder, which some of the cheaper rods I've noticed in the past don't always have them. But as I say, if you're on a budget and you want something, for me, as good as like, I don't know, Guru N-gauge thing, it's as good as that. I've had a Guru N-gauge rod in the past. This is as good. I can't believe I'm saying that, but honestly, this thing is a monster and there's no obvious damage to it. This has been dropped on floor and everything and it's still really, really good. And if you're a beginner to fishing and you want a feeder rod, again, this will do the job. It's absolutely fantastic. There's no reason to go spending hundreds of pounds on rods when there's rods like this available. If you want a good, cheap, budget feeder rod, look no further than the Nytro NTR commercial carp feeder and also the NTR reel, because these combined are really good and they're really worth the money. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure you get subscribed to my channel. It's free of charge, doesn't cost you a penny, it just helps me out. If you are watching on the TV, pause this video and hit my profile picture and get subscribed. Post your comments down below if you've got one of these rods and what you think to them. Share this video around, and as always say, if you're fishing, have a good one.